Hiya and welcome to this week's video. This week we are talking about whether bearded dragons make good pets. This is Thorn. I thought as we were talking about her I'd bring her out and sit on my shoulder. She may or may not stay. Oh, bye! Well, that was quick. She doesn't stay still for very long, so I'm not surprised.
So funny story, this is the third attempt of me filming this video because I'm finding that I'm rambling too much. So we're going to try again. I do have my notes with me, so if I look down I'm looking at them. But let's get started. So, bearded dragons are generally quite chilled lizards. A lot of them will sit on your lap and watch a bit of TV with you, or just generally fall asleep with you. Thorn, on the other hand, as you saw at the start of this video, because I'm going to keep that clip in, not so much. She'd much rather run around and explore. She's constantly trying to get out of her vivarium to come out, which is fine. Not got a problem with that. But obviously be prepared that although majority of bearded dragons will sit with you, you do get the oddball like Thorn that doesn't. I'm quite happy with that. She's been like that for 11 years. She's coming up 11 years old, so no problem. They have a very varied diet. Obviously I'm not going to go into detail about that you need to do your research on what they can and can't have. But you can feed both salads and bugs. Obviously adults being mainly salads then bugs, babies being mainly bugs and salads. But the one thing I will say is don't do what I did and not feed salads when they're a baby, because now I have the problem with the fact that she won't eat salads now. Number 3, as long as you do the research, their setups are pretty easy. You can get the right size vivariums at pet shops or online. She's in a 4 foot wide by 2 foot deep by 2 foot high. I do give her climbing opportunities, which she does use. Although obviously they are terrestrial lizards. Making sure that they have a basking spot and UVB, because they are diurnal lizards, meaning they come out during the day and they bask. I'm not going to go into detail of the temperatures. I do have a care guide video which I will pop up in one of these corners. I can't remember which one it is. So making sure that you've got a UVB and heat bulb, because bearded dragons can get something called MBD, which is rather painful, and they can die painfully. And they are more of a hardier lizard than, say, a gecko, which is quite friendly. They're an impressive size. Doesn't mean that you should leave your bearded dragon alone with children that could squeeze or crush it by accident, because obviously children don't always know how to be gentle. But they are a bit more robust. They obviously are an impressive size, and you can go, oh wow, that's a lizard, rather than obviously a gecko. Right, we're going to go with some bad points now. So obviously people can find them boring if you've got a lizard not like Thorn that just does sit there and chill around, rather than one that's quite active during the day, and climbs and jumps and swims and all that sort of stuff. Obviously Thorn is the exception because she doesn't sit still. I had her out yesterday for an hour and she ran around the entire time and then fell asleep underneath something dark. So I just popped her back when she was ready. Sourcing bugs can be an issue because some places have bugs that are illegal. So making sure that you get a good variety of the staple bugs can be a problem. The only thing that I can't get in where I am, which is the UK, for her to try is hornworms, which I've not got a problem with if she never has those, because I think they're a treat food. But making sure obviously you get the right variety of staple bugs. I'm not going to go into detail about what you can and can't have. You need to do your research before getting a bearded dragon. If you live in a high humidity area, making sure that the humidity in their tanks isn't too high that it's going to cause a respiratory problem can be an issue. I obviously have my Chinese water dragon as well, so what I've done is near her cage she has a dehumidifier, which then keeps the humidity down and stops his vivarium affecting her vivarium. His stays at the desired humidity because I have a hydrometer in it. Her stays at the desired humidity, no problem at all. So that might work for you. Again, I would try it before getting a bearded dragon to make sure that the humidity is fine, because the last thing you need to do is take it to a vet for a respiratory infection. I know obviously saying that I said that the correct setup is easy, but also it could also be difficult if you can't find the bulbs. Now I use a T5 bulb and I only know 2 places that sell them, and both of them are online. I can't get them in the shops in my area, so I have to make sure that I order them within enough time and them getting delivered here. I normally make sure that I've got a spare of each of the bulbs that I use, because I use 2 different size UV bulbs for Eragon and for Thorn, and then 2 different types of heat bulbs for Eragon and for Thorn. So that's my advice, but obviously make sure you do your research, do all your sourcing, and making sure that you've got all of this before you get your bearded dragon. And lastly, making sure that you've got an exotic vet. Now, some vets will still see a bearded dragon. I've spoken to a few vets that will see tortoises, bearded dragons and geckos without an exotic degree. I do not advise this, because they can't give you the same treatment that an exotic vet can, and they don't have the same expertise that an exotic vet does. So another piece of advice to go with everything else is ring round your vets in the area, and to make sure that one of them holds an exotic vet that you can register your bearded dragon to. Now I've only got one vet in my area. He is a fantastic vet, mind you, and I wouldn't trust anyone else to look after my bearded dragons, or my Chinese water dragon, or the guinea pigs in that matter. But making sure that you've got an exotic vet, because unfortunately health problems do happen. I advise taking them once a year. But again, I'm not going to ramble, because this video was not a ramble. I'm going to leave it there. Make sure you do your research before getting a bearded dragon. If you have any questions, pop them down in the comment box down below, and I will be happy to answer them, or anyone else will answer them. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for weekly uploads on things guinea pigs and lizards. And pop a like, which really does help my channel grow. But I'd like to thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!